Joining us now, economist Steve Moore and GOP strategist Ford O'Connell. It's great to have you gentlemen on. It's good to see you. Okay, Steve, first to you. Power grid operators, reports coming in, the power grid operators in California are up in arms. They're warning the state grid faces collapse. California is now rationing energy through Labor Day because of a heat wave, and that it can't handle the solar and wind energy coming online. What do you think of this story, Steve?
So I am in California right now as we speak, and you're exactly right. And what's kind of comical about this, Liz, is that just, 4 or 5 days ago, the governor said we're going all electric cars. And then 3 days later, he says we have to ration the electricity in the state because we're running short of the power on the grid. What this demonstrates is how difficult it will ever be to transfer all of our transportation to the electric grid system. That's never going to work. But California is all in on the green agenda, and it's a good warning sign to people all over the country of what happens when you shut down your natural gas, your coal, and they have one nuclear plant left, Liz. And there's a big debate about whether to keep it open or not. But they are shrinking their energy base at a time when they need more energy, and it's causing real hardship. By the way, they're telling people when you're not there, you have to hold your thermostat down to below 78, above 78 degrees, and it's 98 degrees here.
That's amazing. And Ford, to what Steve is just saying, California just doubled down. They now have a new bill pushing aggressive net zero emissions by 2045. But behind the scenes, Ford, California has tripled the amount they will cut. They're going to reduce renewable energy sources. They've tripled it since 2018. And they're ramping up reliance on oil and gas energy to keep the grid stable in California. They face a massive rolling blackouts there.
Well, look, I think that Steve is absolutely right. And the problem that California has is the same problem that you have in Germany, is that the green energy agenda in California believes that renewable energy is an effective, proven, reliable, cheap replacement for fossil fuels and nuclear when it's not. And unfortunately, California lawmakers, including Gavin Newsom, need to listen to electric car guru Elon Musk, who says if you want to have safe, reliable, cheap energy, you need to increase the production of fossil fuels and nuclear power ASAP. But as Steve just pointed out, nuclear power would solve California's problem, and they're trying to take Diablo Canyon offline.
Yeah, that's a nuclear power plant. So what Ford just said, Steve, what he said, I mean, renewable power, the California grid operator, Steve, they're warning renewable power is being wasted. There's no place to store it. You can't store it anywhere. And they have not constructed the transmission lines, the transformers, the poles, and the infrastructure to keep up. And they're importing from other states energy, including, I think, 10% of their base is still coal.
Yeah, I mean, and California is an energy-rich state, too. I mean, it's like if California importing energy is like Alaska importing, ice. It just doesn't make any sense. But here's what really makes me nervous about this whole debate. Like, if California wants to do things that run their economy over a cliff, the voters want that, that's fine. What I'm very nervous about, Liz, is now you have 7 or 8 other states that want to adopt the California model. They're basically contracting out their energy policy to California, even though it's a disaster. And that includes states like Washington, Oregon. There's some talk about Virginia doing it. And so California thinks they're going to take this policy national, which would be bankrupt our country.
Yeah, Ford, what do you think? Final word.
I think that Steve hit the nail on the head. Look, cutting carbon emissions is a noble ideal, but denying the realities that renewables are not ready for prime time and putting your state grid at risk is only going to create more problems over time. And eventually, California is going to run into the problems that Germany has. Let's hope it doesn't get to that.
And clean natural gas has actually lowered carbon emissions. So, I mean,
That's right.
There you go. Steve Moore and Ford O'Connell. That was fun. We'll have you guys back on again soon. Thanks for your time.